Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is Kobo Sports Room. We have rebranded. It is no more Football Insights. It is Kobo Sports Room. We have a lot of things coming up. The reviews, not normal reviews, normal previews, the transfer news. A lot of things are coming. So make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. This is your Champions League review. Champions League semi-final, the Barcelona Inter game, top game, the PSG Arsenal game, very emotional game. The review is here. This is Kobo Sports Room. Follow us on our social media platform on everywhere, TikTok, X, everywhere, IG, Facebook. Follow us there. Let's get straight into the video. So, first and first, the finals is between Inter Milan and PSG. PSG as the home team, Inter Milan as the away team. Final game at Munich, whichever way you want to pronounce it, Munchen or Munich. The final 2025 is on. So let's see what happens when it gets to that time. We'll talk about the final. But the Inter Milan versus Barcelona game, that was what was played first. The Tuesday game, Inter Milan versus Barcelona. Let's talk about that one. Let's talk about that one. Before I even talk about the games, let me quickly mention or comment some of the players. Some of the players needs very, 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 very well acknowledgement. Number one is Denzel Dumfries. Look at Denzel Dumfries. 2 games, 5 goals and assists for Inter Milan in the Champions League semi-final. This is unreal. For this to happen to a right wing back in a Champions League semi-final, 5 goals and assists is coming from a right wing back. It should tell you how the system is working in Inter Milan. How these guys are the system. DiMarco disappointed me, but Denzel Dumfries, very, very good player. I've always been, commending this guy, talking about this guy, left, right, center. But 5 goals and assists. 2 assists for Denzel Dumfries in the Champions League semi-final. Really, 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 really top performance. Now we move from Denzel Dumfries to Jan Sommer. The man of the match, Jan Sommer. Brilliant display by Jan Sommer. Made 7 saves for Inter Milan. There is one thing that I have to say. If you don't have a top goalkeeper, if you don't have a world-class goalkeeper, you are not going to win the Champions League. If you want to win the Champions League, your goalkeepers must come in for you. They must show up for you in big moments like the Champions League quarterfinal, the semi-final, the final. They must show up for you. So Jan Sommer also won the man of the match, and then he has also been very key for Inter Milan in this particular Champions League campaign. Now let's move to Lamine Yamal. What a display! What a player! What a display. I'm disappointed in DiMarco. I feel like DiMarco didn't do well in this particular second leg. But Lamine Yamal, what a display by the young boy. Top display by Lamine Yamal too. So from Lamine Yamal, let's move to another player who has been very good for Inter Milan over the years. But, because he's old, he didn't start the game. Let's move to Francesco Acerbi. He scored the last goal to move the game to extra time. So Francesco Acerbi is also one guy that I have to comment so much in this particular game. And then we move to Bastoni. What a defender. This is a defender. His ability to bomb forward in terms of attack. He adds so much in terms of attack, even though he is a right center back. But Bastoni is a very good player. I want to see him in the Premier League. I don't know how possible or how early we can see him in the Premier League. I feel like if Bastoni will leave Inter Milan, it will be around, let's say, 70 million euros, 80 million euros. Which definitely they are going to ask for that particular money. But Bastoni is a very, very, very good centre back. Without no hype, he's doing it for Inter Milan in this particular system. So let's move to the game proper. 3-3 in regular time, 4-3 after extra time. It didn't even go to the penalties. And then the game started, so calm for Inter Milan and then Barcelona. Inter Milan had the first goal. That is Lautaro Martinez scored the first goal, assisted by Denzel Dumfries. That was a very, 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 very good system. Inter Milan system, their fullbacks, their wing backs are very key in this particular system. You could see Barcelona playing the high line, and then I have a problem with that high line in some couple of games or in some particular games, specific games. I have a problem when you do that as a coach. As a coach, I feel like you need to, adapt to the situation. If the game is not favoring you, it's not favoring your tactics, I feel like you need to twist things just to favor the game. Can you believe Pep Guardiola went to, Wanda Metropolitano, as at that time it was Wanda Metropolitano, to go and defend for 70 minutes, full, defend just to get a win and then to go to the next round of the competition of the Champions League. Pep Guardiola doesn't defend like that. But at that moment, he felt like he needed to defend just to, get what he wants. So my problem with, Hansi Flick, I think he's a brilliant coach. He's a top coach, a world-class coach. But my problem with him is, his system, if you are playing a high line against these boys and then it didn't work in the first leg, they scored 3 goals against you in the first leg. I felt like you could have done something. I mean, you could have, twisted your tactics. You could have adapted just to accommodate Inter Milan for one particular game or one single game. It wouldn't change that much. It wouldn't change anything. But he continued playing the high line. And then the Inter Milan boys used their wing back play to exploit that system. And I feel like, as a coach going forward, he needs to change things. Probably next season, he needs to change 1 or 2 things in certain games. But Lautaro Martinez scored the first goal. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, a penalty. Let's look at the penalty incident. What do you think about this penalty? I think it was a penalty because Lautaro Martinez was very, 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 experienced. And then if you can see the leg, his non-dominant leg, went to Kubasi. So Kubasi was trying to get the ball. I mean, in fact, the idea was to get the ball, but unfortunately, he couldn't get the ball, and then that Martinez, went down. So that is a penalty. That is a penalty, a clear penalty. And that was a very good call by Simon Messignac. Even Simon Messignac, I have a problem with him. Probably maybe I will talk about it, or maybe in the next video I will talk about Simon Messignac in that particular video. Hakan Çalhanoğlu converted the penalty 2-0 against Barcelona. As at that time, they came back in the second half, and then Barcelona started. We saw the Barcelona we all have seen this particular season. Eric Garcia scored in the 54th minute, assisted by Gerard Martin. That boy, people have been criticizing him. They have been criticizing him, but I will talk about him later on in this particular video. Eric Garcia, that was a top strike by Eric Garcia. He scored the goal in the 54th minute. Dani Olmo also scored in the 60th minute, assisted by Gerard Martin again. I feel like Gerard Martin is a very youngster. So the blame going on Gerard Martin, even Ronald Araujo blamed Gerard Martin for the 3rd goal, which isn't supposed to be so because he's a young boy playing a Champions League semi-final. You should be able to keep him in the game. The senior boys around him should be able to keep him in the game. And he assisted 2 goals for Barcelona. So the blame on Gerard Martin is kind of, I feel like that is not good from the side of Barcelona, some of their players, and then their fans too. A chunk of their fans are blaming Gerard Martin for this particular loss, which isn't supposed to be so, But Dani almost scored in the 60th minute. Rafinha also scored in the 87th minute, the so-called Ballon d'Or contender. Of course, he has done really well this particular season, leading goal scorer in the Champions League, leading assist in the Champions League, has 13 goals in the Champions League. So Rafinha has done really, really well this particular season. We'll see. The season is still young for the Ballon d'Or conversation because Ballon d'Or is around October. So for the Ballon d'Or conversation, the season is still young. I mean, we are in May. So October, May, there is that long, way to go. We will see what happens in the Ballon d'Or. So that was what happened. Achebe scored in the last minute, and people are also blaming Gerard Martin. I feel like he's young. The energy was not there. Denzel Dumfries had so much energy, and that is why he got the ball. That is not a foul. So Achebe scored the last minute goal for Inter Milan and took the game to extra time. The extra time is where the problems were. Barcelona didn't have squad depth. So they couldn't do any significant change. But Inter Milan did some significant changes, brought in, even before the extra time, brought in Acerbi, brought in David Fratesi. I was even shocked to see David Fratesi on the bench. I was shocked because I thought he was injured, but David Fratesi was on the bench. Zielinski was also on the bench. Carlos Augusto was also on the bench. When you switch to the Barcelona bench, who do you see there? Hector Fort. Who? Just mention the names. Who do you see on the bench? There is no squad depth. So going forward, Barcelona have to get a right back. They have to get fullbacks. They probably get a new midfielder, get a backup for, Roberto Lewandowski, because Inter Milan won the game from the bench. Because David Fratesi came from the bench and scored the goal. Zielinski came from the bench. Carlos Augusto came from the bench. And most of the time, he was on Lamine Yamal. So the squad depth was the problem. It was the problem for Barcelona. You brought Ronaldo from the bench, and then, the guy's performance is just subpar. It's not Barcelona level, and I don't know what they are going to do in the summer. But let's see what they will do in the summer. Probably maybe they will leave Ronaldo, which I don't think they will leave. Even if they are going to leave Ronaldo, it's going to be probably maybe 50 million, 45 million euros. So let's see what happens. But Barcelona are out of the competition. Barcelona fans, let me tell you, it is not a bad season. It is a successful season. You have won the Supercopa. You have also won the Copa del Rey. You are on course to win the La Liga. So it is a successful season. It is not a bad season for Barcelona fans. So stop saying it's a bad season. Of course, the treble didn't come on, but that is a successful season for Barcelona. Jan Soma said something in the game. After the game, Jan Soma said something on CBS Sports Golazo. Big shout outs to CBS Sports Golazo. Credit to them. Let's listen to the video, or let's listen to what Jan Soma has to say after this, brilliant display, 7 saves for Inter Milan in this particular game. Let's watch it.
We as a team, and as well me, I worked hard for these kind of moments,
so
for these situations, for these games, to be in a club like this. And in the end, how you said, I'm here with this team, with this beautiful team, with these beautiful teammates, and we are in the Champions League final. So
right. Big shout outs to Jan Soma. What a display by Jan Soma. If you don't have a top goalkeeper, it is going to be very difficult for you to win the Champions League. Now, let's move away from the Barcelona game. Go to the Arsenal versus PSG game. PSG has done something. They scored Man City in the group stage, eliminated Liverpool in the round of 16, eliminated Aston Villa in the quarterfinal, eliminated Arsenal in the semi-final. So they have dominated the Premier League teams, the 4 Premier League teams. These are solid teams, especially, Arsenal and then Liverpool. So big congratulations to PSG, Luis Enrique. But the game ended 2-1 against Arsenal. Going forward, I told you, it is going to be very difficult to see Arsenal in the Champions League final because the football PSG are playing. Let's watch this video. It's the reason why I'm wearing this shirt.
Now, quick one on Arsenal, any 1 or 2.
Oh, Arsenal
going forward in the series.
Going forward, I still don't see them in the final. Okay. Honestly, because the ball PSG they play, I still don't see them.
So that was what I said. Credit to KSS Pro. I have this particular video. So this is what I said on their set. Real Madrid versus Arsenal in the Santiago Bernabeu, the second leg. Watch along on Pro. The video is there. You can go and watch the video. I said it there that Arsenal, I don't see them in the final, and rightfully so. PSG are in the final, and 2-1. First goal scored by Fabien Ruiz. That was a top goal by Fabien Ruiz. And then, the second goal also came for PSG in the game. Dembele came in, instant impact. He made an assist. Hakimi scored the second goal for PSG. And then, Arsenal restored parity. They had 1 goal for themselves in kind courtesy by Bukayo Saka. So Arsenal, they have done well. Honestly, they have done well. They are going trophyless this season, but I think they have done well in this particular season. Champions League semi-final, considering the kind of materials they have, the coach they have, it is not easy to go into the Champions League semi-final. So I think they have done well. But Hakimi, I told you, or I've said many things about Hakimi. I told you that he is one of the assistants. He is very key in their setup. Nuno Mendes is also very key in their setup. Their fullbacks are doing the work. Even if the goals are not coming, goals from fullbacks, these fullbacks, Nuno Mendes and then Hakimi, he has about 22 GA in all competition for PSG in this season only as a fullback, as a right fullback. That is crazy for Hakimi. So he won the man of the match. And then in this particular game, I felt like, Arsenal, they need, a poacher. They need a goal scorer up front. They didn't have presence in the box. And that was what worried them. I felt like Trossard should have started the game. Honestly, Trossard should have started the game. You don't play, a midfielder in the goal line or in front of the attackers whilst you have Trossard on the bench. I mean, it doesn't, click. It doesn't really click. So I don't know what Arteta was trying to do. I feel like they lack presence in the penalty box of the PSG team. Arsenal going forward, I think that they need to sign a striker probably. A striker should come. I have heard that they want to go in for 2 strikers. I don't know how true is that, but let's see what happens. But Ousmane Dembele, Ballon d'Or chance from the French people, from the French media, L'Equipe, everyone. Ousmane Dembele for Ballon d'Or. What do you think? Drop all your comment down below. Kobo Sports Room. This has been your Champions League review. Click on the subscribe button. Follow us on our social media platform. The Rembrandt is very crazy. It's crazy. Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time and peace.